Vision without work is but a dream. Work without vision is mere drudgery, but a vision and work is the hope of the world. I have one main business that I've had since 1993, actually, called The Source Incorporated. It's a promotional products distributors, which what they call us. We sell promotional products that are used by various businesses for goodwill and giveaways, and the items have a custom imprint on them. I went in business with a partner in 1985, and we built that business up and sold it and to a large printing company, the largest screen printer in Kentucky. And the guy did not fulfill his contract, so we got the non-competes torn up, and I went back in basically in the same business in '93. Additionally, I have owned a sports bar and restaurant that was a mixed bag of success and failure, and I've done a couple of other little side ventures and things. Well, what made me want to have my own business is I think some people have that entrepreneurial spirit that they always think they can do it better. My interest in marketing, I think, I've had that really my whole life. Even as a kid, my father worked for an advertising agency, but he really wasn't on the advertising side per se. He was an accountant and he was a comptroller for an ad agency. But that got me exposed to the to the advertising business at a young age. And my first job was out of school at the largest advertising agency in Louisville and well in Kentucky. And I worked there 5 years, and then I went to work for a client of ours, which was a very large financial institution, and was a marketing director there. At first, I really liked it after coming out of a crazy environment working for an ad agency where everything was super fast paced and chaotic and drama all the time. When I went to work for our client, this financial institution, everything was so organized and so buttoned up. And at first, I really loved it. But then after a while, got really frustrated with the speed of the way things happened and how difficult it was to make things happen. What made me want to do some of the other side things is just that's one of the benefits I saw of being in business for yourself, is that you can be opportunistic. And when you see something, you really can just jump on it and pursue it. And whether it's an opportunity that could turn into something long term, or whether it's just an opportunity for a short term project or order that could either be fun or could be extremely profitable, whatever, or both, that you can just make that decision quickly and pursue it. Starting a business, the some of the challenges, they're amazing, and I think that people really need to uh, maybe do more than I did the first time that I jumped in, but I jumped in with a partner. But then in some of the subsequent things, I think that people really don't realize how much is involved with starting a business. Some of the challenges in the beginning, I had left the corporate world of a huge financial institution to go into business with a partner. Um, and he and I talked for probably a year and a half before I finally jumped ship. And it was a tough jump to leave a good salary, good retirement benefits, good health insurance, and all those all those things where the corporate world lures you to keep you, uh, to go in with a guy who was a sole proprietor to become his only other partner. That was a challenge just in and of itself to make the decision to jump. I told my boss that I was leaving. Um, they offered me an extremely nice raise to stay, and that made it even harder. Then partners themselves are challenges. And I don't know if people listen to Dave Ramsey, but his thing is never have a partner under any circumstance. I'm still very good friends with my partner to this day, but we were as different as the odd couple. But I learned. But the good news of that is that I learned an awful lot from him and some of his strengths in the business, and I think he probably did with me too. And I think those are some of the big challenges. And there are many businesses that grow to a certain level and then they scale back. And the reason they scale back is because bigger in their mind isn't always better. I did get to the point where I had 7 or 8 employees, and I felt like I was trying to foster them and and make sure that they were productive. And it really takes a lot of time that keeps you from doing what maybe you're better at. Try to have enough vision about where you're going to go, and not say I'm just going to kind of take it as it comes. My mentor was probably the partner that I went into business with. And Wise or not, I put an awful lot because he was older than I was, and had been around and had a long established business. And when we started the restaurant and the bar, I mean, I talked to lots and lots and lots of people, and vendors um, and attorneys, um, score. My recommendation for getting in the restaurant business is get lots of capital, and think about it twice and 3 times and 4 times before you do it. A couple of things I wish I'd have known in the restaurant business is that you need to have lots of capital. Um, Even if you've got a good concept and a good idea, you've got to have lots of capital to be able um, to to make a very good run at the beginning. We were in business for 2 years. We were not profitable, but I feel like we were undercapitalized and we didn't allocate enough capital, which we were putting all up on our own. Um, and then we end up using a good more than we expected just in getting open. The blinders that we had on is that we were just going to start kicking butt from day one, and you do, but it just takes more capital than you can imagine. And I always remember what one set of advice I got from when we were looking to go in the restaurant business. The guy told me, you know how to make $1 million in the restaurant business? And I said, no, I don't know how you do that. And he goes, you start with 2 million. In your memory, track the number of businesses in the restaurant business and the bar business that have come and gone, and just track them. All you have to do is just drive down the street and go, I remember, they used to be there and they used to be there. I think people in the restaurant business need to look at how many that have been successful over a very long period of time and balance that out with the many, many, many that have come and gone within a 1 year, 2 year, or even 5 year period. my advice for people in general would be, if you're going to go in business for yourself, is to do something that you're passionate about, but not necessarily just because you're passionate doesn't mean that you're going to be a success. As I said, when in the restaurant business, there was nothing that I was more passionate about than that business, and I probably put my heart and soul into that, and we still were not profitable or successful. So passion alone will not guarantee success. Be totally dedicated to everything you're doing, and make sure you're willing to do that over a long period of time. That leads to sacrifices in your family and your lifestyle and everything else, and you have to be willing to do that. And you need to think about that before you jump into the business.